The wonders of modern technology. So I just finished shooting this video about how I dialed in a preset on the Neural DSP Quad Cortex, and I found that one of my cameras was not recording the entire experience. However, I think the video turned out quite alright despite that. So you will just see me dialing in on the Quad Cortex. You won't see my ugly mug. So before we get started, just wanted to show you the bass I'm using my Fender American Deluxe P bass. I used this quite a lot in the beginning of this channel, and I figured it was a good bass to use for this video, because I felt like using it. So that's what this bass looks like. Running it completely flat, both pickups. It's a stacked J type thingy here and a P pickup. Dark glass tone capsule, which is completely flat in this video. Rotosound strings, and yeah, that's all there is to it. I hope this video is enjoyable and informative to you, despite my major mess up here with the camera. So yeah, enjoy. Hi there, my name is Erik and I play bass, and today I'm gonna show you how I approach dialing in a preset on the Neural DSP Quad Cortex. So before we get started, in this video I'm using my Fender American Deluxe P bass from 2005. This one has the dark glass tone capsule in it. However, I'm running the preamp completely flat. And here's what the bass sounds like. And I'm using both pickups in this video. So the first thing that I like to do is to set up the signal routing to use both of the processors in the Quad Cortex. So that's what we're gonna do now. So it's as easy as that. Next up, I'm gonna add some noise gates. And this is a pretty neat trick. You use the adaptive gate, you set it to 0% there, and then you copy the device and put it at the end of the signal chain, and this keeps it pretty darn nice and clean without chopping off your signal. Really nice trick. Thank you, Chris, for that. So next up, I'm gonna set up the signal routing with the outputs, because I want to run a certain type of signal to the XLR outputs and one type of signal to the quarter-inch outputs that I'm running to my amp. So I'm gonna get to that now. And I'm going for the A-B splitter there and not the balance or the crossover one. And done. So on this signal path here, I'm gonna go with a IR or a cab sim, and here I'm gonna keep it, well, pretty much as it is past the preamp and whatnot. So first up, let's add some amps, shall we? I've fallen in love with the high watt bass amp recently. Gonna tweak it a bit. Something like that. So I'm gonna go with the parallel amp trick here. There we go. Nice. And as you can hear, it's pretty darn quiet. No hiss or whatnot. So what I did there is that I dialed in the amp and then I copied the block and pasted it in below so that I got, well, essentially an exact copy of that amp block. And it kind of just gives it all some life. I heard that it's just adding some, plus 3 dBs of gain or whatnot, but to my ears and to my feelings, it feels better. So I'm gonna go with that because I like it. Yeah. So what you're hearing here in the video is the XLR output. I'm running my amp as well with the Harley Benton 115 cab just to get some feel for how it sounds here in the room. What you're hearing is the what you're hearing is the XLR output. So I'm gonna add a cab block to that one now. I'm gonna go for the 810. And I kind of like having the microphones at 5. Nice. So now we got a cab lock going. What I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna dial in some compression as well. And I'm gonna place it before I'm gonna place one compressor before the amp and one after the amp, just to even things out. And I like how that feels, so that's what I'm gonna do now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the 1176 compressor. And I'm gonna place it before the amp. That's the legendary 87. And let's dial that in a bit, shall we? So I'm gonna go for the 4:1 ratio, slowest attack, and a pretty quick release. Got a bit quicker attack, and set the input for around 12. Dial down the makeup gain a bit. Here's without it. Here's with it. So yeah, it feels pretty good to play through, and now I'm gonna add a compressor after the amps as well. And I'm gonna go for the solid state comp here. And dial down ratio way down. Up the threshold. Maybe somewhere like that. Something like that. Just gonna tune my bass. So yeah, something like that. Here's with it. Without it. So yeah, we kind of put a limit there on how much it can punch through. I think the sound guys will love me for that, or at least don't hate me as much. I'm gonna move things around a bit now. There we go, something like that. Nice. I'm gonna save this one. There we go. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna add some EQ to the output sections, so to speak. I'm gonna trim away some of the excessive lows and some of the harsh highs, especially on the quarter-inch outputs. I'm just gonna go with the low and high cut here. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna take away some of the highs at around, I don't know, 4,000 hertz maybe. So it's a bit less bright now, maybe a bit dull, but I think it will work better in a live mix, so to speak. So yeah. Now we have the basis of this preset dialed in. Now I'm gonna add some effects. I'm gonna add a overdrive or a distortion, and I'm gonna add some chorus and maybe a flanger or a phaser to this. So that's what's next up. So here we go. So for the distortion, I like it to go at the beginning of the signal chain and even before the compressor, so that I can, clean things up by playing a bit lighter and, get more growl if I dig in, so to speak. I'm gonna go for the B3K for this one. I'm gonna change scenes to E as well, because that's usually my starting point. E is like preset 1, F is 2, and because those are the lowermost foot switches, so to speak. I'm gonna assign the bypass to a scene right away. So as E is my clean signal, we're gonna go with some distortion on F. That's nice. Here's what this sounds like after the compressor if I were to move that block. So while this forces me to dig in a bit more to get that aggression, I kind of like how it feels and sounds better this way, so I'm gonna leave the distortion before the compressor there. Next up, I'm gonna add some chorus, and I'm gonna add that after the amp and the compressor there. And maybe I'm gonna go with the lowermost rows here to save some CPU. You know what? I'm actually gonna put it here. That's nice. Let's go for G as my chorus preset. Here we go. So now we have clean, bit of distortion, and a chorus. I'm gonna dial back the mix on that just a wee bit. I could just have written 40 there, but I wanted to twist knobs apparently. So yeah. That's nice. Next up, we're gonna add a flanger. Flanger. No, not a flanger. Phaser. There we go. Nice and phasery. Nice and phasery. That's a nice face. What a handsome face. That actually means, was it he who farted in Swedish? You can actually get around this bypass thingy pretty easily, you know, so that you don't need to bypass it in every damn scene that you're going through. I'm going to show you how you do that in just an iffy. I have no idea when I pasted this block. Gonna remove that now. That's weird. Must have accidentally pasted a EQ block there. So anyways, here's my clean tone. Some distortion. Some chorus. And some phaser. Okay, so last but not least, I'm gonna add an octaver as well. Or, you know what? I'm gonna add a fuzz just because it's stupid and fun, and I'm gonna do it like this. So here we go. I'm gonna add it after the compressor. And here's how we can get around that pesky disable
thingy. So here's what you do, because now I'm on my phaser setting and I don't want it to be engaged here. So I do like this. You bypass it, and then you assign it to scenes. That way it's now bypassed. And you engage it where you want it to be engaged. So here we go. It was kind of cool with the phaser there. You know what? I'm gonna keep that. That was just stupid and fun. However, now for this preset here, I just want the fuzz. So, like I said, now I have to bypass those. And now, as you can see, the fuzz is always bypassed, which is nice of that one. So now, on C, it's just the fuzz. On D, it's with the phaser. Here's just the phaser. Chorus. Distortion. And clean. And that's that. So yeah, that's how I go about dialing in a preset, and pretty happy with how this has turned out. I hope that this has sounded somewhat decent to you guys, because I've been monitoring through my amp here in my room, and it has sounded great in here. Hopefully the XLR output has done so as well. But yeah, so quick, here is the clean tone. Drive or distortion. Chorus. Phaser. Phaser and fuzz. And just the fuzz. And as you can hear, it's pretty quiet. There is a bit of hiss and noise when you have the fuzz engaged, but it's not too bad in my humble opinion. So yeah, there you have it. This is live what? I'll have this preset up on the cloud if anyone is interested in it, and yeah.
Hi there, my name is Erik and I play bass. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click on my face to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I try and post a video every Monday. Feel free to leave a comment down below and share this video with your friends and or your enemies. And I'll see you guys and gals and cats and dogs in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye.